What's up, guys? My name is Ed. This is Marissa, and this is Distant Critics. If you guys haven't guessed already, we're talking about the new movie Smile 2. So, just want to let you guys know that these are our opinions, but by all means, leave your thoughts in the comments down below. We'd love to have that conversation of what you thought about this film. And without further ado, Marissa, can you tell us about the plot?
About to embark on a new world tour, global pop sensation Sky Riley begins experiencing increasingly terrifying and inexplicable events. Overwhelmed by the escalating horrors and the pressure of fame, Sky is forced to face her dark past to regain control of her life before it spirals out of control.
So I'm just gonna state the obvious. Smile 2 is a sequel to the movie Smile, and I was a big fan of the movie Smile, but the ending just kind of left me with some bad taste in my mouth for that movie. And I think that was rolling over into this film. However, this film, for me, it completely exceeded all expectations. I really, really loved this film. But before I go too far into it, Marissa, I just want to know your initial thoughts.
Ed, I thought this movie was pretty well rounded. I would not say that it exceeded everything. But overall, I think the movie hit its marks. It was cool, it was fun, it was a little bit funny here and there, and then overall serious. And you know what? I will say this movie actually creeped me out a little bit. And I don't get creeped out by horror movies and all this. It takes a lot for me to, feel those emotions and stuff. But this one I was actually feeling it. And I don't know if it was because I was in the movie theater and the sounds were really loud and stuff like that. But I was like covering my ears, and kind of like peeking through a little bit with my eyes. But you just talked about the ending of the first movie and how it just kind of fell through. I feel like the ending, okay, it's a hit or miss. The ending of this film was epic because it passed on, or it's going to pass on to the whole entire crowd. So I was like, oh shoot, like they got them all, that kind of thing. But then how she died was just such a letdown for me. Like I thought it was gonna be something more like extravagant, something more real and stuff, and then really like I take my microphone and I go ahead and do something with that. Like that was kind of a letdown.
I guess I could see that throughout the whole film. They do have like pretty creative kills, and like it's like they have a lot of jump scares, and the kills are just like bam in your face. And then to be at the end, I'm like, okay, how is she gonna die? Is she just gonna jump out into the crowd and face plant? But I'm like, no, the stage is too small. And so I was also curious to see how they would do that. So to just see the mic, I guess, yeah, it was a little bit of a letdown, but I mean, what else do you have on stage with you to commit that act? But the ending, besides the kill, I thought was tremendous. To where you have this like small, I don't want to like this small idea or thing that's just going on from film to film, and then all of a sudden now it is nationwide, like almost like a whole Taylor Swift concert of people have now just been infected with this thing. And now you can go wherever you want with this thing. You just created a whole entire universe, different stories. It doesn't have to follow the same chronological order, because it technically already did from this film to the second. I don't know, I really liked it. Like it was just like a big like bam in your face. It was because it was twist after twist. You're in her head and stuff like that, and you just don't know what's real and what's not. And then once you see like the coffin thing, the music getting hyped, this is definitely a film for the movies, like you said, with the sound design, all that I really feel like adds to the experience of the film. And then to have it all just like bang at the end, I thought it was cool.
I will say us reading the intro a little bit kind of doesn't really explain what the movie is really about. So I think that was a little like off-putting, but I do understand her coming through her past, like learning from her past and trying to grow from her past and move on from it and stuff like that, and having to deal with the horrors of it. um I understand that part, and I thought that part was really cool how it like shadowed all that. And then I also liked how it did show like a bit of the concert portions also, and how she is as a celebrity dealing with fame and whatnot. And another thing that I thought was really interesting was when she had her fan meeting, and the one guy that you would think that was a part of this like smile demon demonic type thing, but really it was just a crazy obsessed fan that was just out of control. And then that fan horrified her and left her traumatized, and that's when you see him. And I just thought that that was really neat, because that had nothing to do with what the movie was
Hmm.
about. It had something to do with completely something different that celebrities and people that are famous go through.
I was just gonna say, like, in that moment, it really made me feel like, how often does this happen to people? And
Yeah.
like you see how she's just energetic, and you have to be for the fans, and then she goes behind the curtain and she's just exhausted and depleted, and then
Hmm.
you got people like this that come out of nowhere. Like, that's a lot to put on a person. And um I think the way that she handles it in the film, like, you can see how like she starts to lose her mind, and for other people from the outside, they just think like this is just her being her because of her background, but not realizing that there's this whole other entity like also jabbing at her as well. Um,
Yeah.
so I agree. Like, it just makes you think like how often this happens to so many people like that. Um, but back to your point though about the synopsis of the film. Also, the trailer, it really makes it seem like it's all within the arena, kind of like Trap, where they're just taking
Yeah.
place the entire film in there. But they do a lot more outside of the
Hmm.
concert than in the film, and I really like that. Like, they give so much story, and then at the end, like I've been saying, like they just wrap everything together just so everything takes place in the concert. And I like that idea.
I do too. And also too, with this movie, there wasn't like in Smile 1, there was a huge club. How do you say it? How do you say it? Publicity?
Oh yeah, pub. Oh gosh, now I can't say publicity. Publicity.
Publicity stunts, like them at the baseball game, and you have people smiling at the baseball game and stuff like that. Like Smile 1 was really like going at it and stuff. Smile 2 didn't really do that so much. But I just felt like you didn't even need it,
Hmm.
because everyone, like, Smile 1 set the tone, and everybody was like, yeah, like, I'm here for it, I'm gonna go ahead and see Smile 2, and that's how it's gonna be. And they didn't really need that. But I kind of wanted there to be a little bit more of like, I'm not gonna say the word again because I just cannot say it. But I thought there was gonna be more stunts
Yeah.
to show us this movie. But overall, not exceeding my, but I did think this movie was really good, and I do give this movie a highly recommend, and I think you should watch it in theaters so you can get the full embodiment of this movie.
Hmm. I mean, maybe because I hated the ending so much of the first film with the monster, and yes, the monster does show up in this film, but it's like, it's barely. It's like it's there. It's like but it's fine. The first film, like the whole ending was just ruined by the monster. So, like, my
Hmm.
expectations were super low, and maybe that's why they were like exceeded in this film. I don't know. This film for me is definitely one of my favorite horror films that have come out within the last few years. I really like this film. Like, the jump
Nice.
scares, like, I kid you not. I was just like flipping out in the seat and just like super dramatic. And I'm usually not like that. So for me, this was a very, very fun horror film. It's a highly recommend for myself. But more than anything, we want to know what you guys have to say about this film. If you liked it, you didn't, whatever your thoughts are, leave them in the comments down below.
And if you have any other suggestions on any other movies that you want to see us review, please leave a comment down below so we can turn your idea into reality.
And thank you guys for joining us today on Distant Critics.
Remember to smile.